Grunfeld defensive ideas for black. Have you ever wondered how black can defend effectively while playing the Grunfeld defense? This opening is quite popular and offers some unique ideas. The Grunfeld defense begins with the moves 1, pawn to d4, knight to f6, pawn to c4, pawn to g6, knight to c3, and pawn to d5. This setup allows black to adopt a hypermodern approach, letting white build a strong pawn center. The main idea for black is to give white space in the center. By allowing white to occupy the center with pawns, black can later challenge that center using piece pressure. This is different from classical defenses, where black typically tries to control the center directly. One of the key defensive ideas for black is to apply pressure on white's central pawns using pieces rather than pawns. This often leads to trades that can weaken white's position. The fianchettoed bishop on g7 plays a crucial role in this strategy. It puts pressure on white's central pawns and can also target the queenside. The knight on f6 is another important piece. It is very flexible and can move to d5 or e4, or even retreat to h5 if necessary. This knight supports attacks on the center and can provoke weaknesses in white's position. Black often looks for counterplay on the queenside. Moves like pawn to c5, pawn to a6, and pawn to b5 can challenge white's structure and create open lines for black's pieces. Sometimes, black may even sacrifice a pawn to activate pieces or open lines, trusting in the dynamic potential of the position. In practice, black must be comfortable with positions where white has more space. For example, if white builds a big center after the initial moves, black can recapture on d5 and use the bishop on g7 along with knight maneuvers to challenge white's center effectively. If white avoids taking the pawn on d5, black can maintain the tension or push pawn to d4 to restrict white's pieces. Advancing pawns on the queenside can also create threats and make it harder for white to consolidate their center. In summary, black in the Grunfeld defense does not aim for passive defense. Instead, black uses active piece play to challenge white's center. The strategy revolves around allowing white space and then using tactical resources to undermine white's structure. This leads to positions where both sides have chances, making the Grunfeld a favorite for players who enjoy dynamic and tactical play.